guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Chris Ass and I'm the creator of my own comedy mystery cartoon called WKS. And today we're going to be doing the first ever Q&A, question and answer. You ask the questions, I got the answers. I posted on all the socials telling y'all you could ask me anything about WKS and I'm going to answer. I posted on Patreon, okay? My priority, folks. Love ya. My YouTube community tab, Instagram, TikTok. I posted it everywhere. Threads, okay? That's why you got to follow me on all platforms. I keep telling you. And y'all showed up and showed out asking questions. I love it. We about to get into it. Hey! And also make sure you watch until the end of the video for a surprise, maybe a WKS update or a special art reveal. I don't know. Maybe, possibly. You gotta watch to the end of the video. Because apparently we have a fandom name. Okay, let's start. I'm reading the questions off my phone, so if you see me looking over, down, yeah. Okay, so starting off strong, Mr. X asks, how long is the first episode? So how long is the first episode of WKS gonna be? Remember in a previous update, I said that the audio, all of the audio tracks that I, audio engineered together, it ended at around 11, 12 minutes maybe. So that's like the minimum length that the first episode will be, but that's not factoring in the end song or the opening jingle or that middle time slot. Remember, I want to advertise black businesses. Y'all send this. I really don't have many submissions for black businesses. Please send this to everybody who has a black business or a small business. I want to have that middle time slot. I'm telling you, I have a vision. So including all three of those things, I project the first episode to be around 15 minutes. That's my best guesstimation. So I'm feeding y'all. Get ready. Are you ready? Next question. Will there be a watch party for the first episode with chat? Honestly, iconic question, and yes, we're going to do a live watch party when the first episode releases. I don't currently have a release date right now, but when I do, oh, it's up. We're gonna, yes, all of us, we need to be on live like back in the day, y'all. My regulars remember how we be on TikTok live all the time. But yes, we're going to have a live watch party for the first episode, so stay tuned for the release date. And it'll definitely be on YouTube, so make sure you're subscribed to the channel and turn on notifications. Next question from Hatrick, and they say, how many episodes or seasons do you plan on making? And once WKS is finished, what's gonna be next? Aw, Snapsy, you bringing out the heavy artillery. So my original vision that I planned and wrote out for WKS is 3 seasons, and in this first season there's about 10 episodes. Now mind you, after this first full episode, because remember it's gonna be about 15 minutes, after this I'm planning on cutting the length down, each episode maybe like a couple minutes, just to get each one out faster and put it out in chunks as opposed to waiting a long time and putting one big episode out, if that makes sense. And then once WKS is finished, oh my gosh, I love this question. I am an author, so if you're new to my page, if you're new to WKS and you're like, who is the creator of WKS? I am an author originally. I am a writer through and through. My degrees are in writing. I love writing. I write novels. I write scripts. Writing. Me. Look up writing in the dictionary. It's gonna be me sitting right my picture. That being said, I've always got stories in the tank and I do have a few ideas swirling in the back of my mind. I'm focused on WKS, but as a writer, we always have that next thing, the next book, they tell you in the publishing industry, don't stop after writing your book. After you finish, write the next one, then the next one, then the next one. So I have so many ideas. So if you love WKS, you're gonna love the next project and the next project. I'm telling you, it's just spinning. It's spinning. Spinning. Next question, what was your favorite part about making the show and what's your favorite scene you have planned out without giving any spoilers? Immediately, my favorite part about making the show is writing the script. I literally love, now mind you, the script format, it's not like writing a novel, so where I'm on a Word doc and I can just free flow, go. The script format, it's a very particular way that you have to do things, and I just do it on Word, so I manually indent and do all the formatting myself, which is tedious and not fun. But writing always through and through, that's the most fun part to me. Because I don't know who it was, but one of my followers asked me a while ago, how long did it take me to write the WKS first episode? And I said like a day. I kid you not, it was probably an hour, maybe 2 tops, but it was done that day. The way I am with writing scripts and writing my novels, I have to see it first in my head, the full movie, and then I can plow like on the page. And my favorite scene from the first full episode without giving any spoilers, oh my gosh. All I'm gonna say is banging on the door. Banging, oh my gosh, yo! When y'all watch the first episode and you see the banging on the door, come back after the first episode is released, come back to this video and you tell me, we gonna look at each other like this. You tell me that part is hilarious. That is probably my favorite part, or one of my favorite parts of the entire episode. It's so funny. Because ask yourself, what is the most obnoxious way that you can bang on the door? And that's all I'm gonna say. Next question from Who is Raphael reads, only semi-related to the Q&A, but just wanted to get your okay on doing a reaction video for the pilot. Go ahead, Raphael, get it done. Yes, you have my blessing, my permission, all the things. I want to see it. Literally no one's done a WKS reaction video to the pilot, and if they have, they didn't send it to me or, whatever, but I have have not seen a WKS reaction video. So please do. Yes, you're so welcome to do a reaction video to the pilot and to the first episode. Like, anybody, if you're watching this, you love WKS, you're such a super fan of WKS, please do a reaction video to the first episode. I want to see it. I watched the entire thing, I promise. Be right up in your comments like, what? Oh my goodness, you reacted that way too. I said da-da-da when I was making it. Episode reaction videos are highly encouraged. Next question from Anthony reads, what made you want to get into animation and more of the journalistic route of it? And this is how I know the WKS fandom is the most iconic fandom in the world, because what do you mean? Yeah, it's spectacular. Give me 15 of them. Okay, so what made me want to get into animation? I have always loved cartoons. You can ask anyone that knows me and my family. I act like a cartoon character IRL. I'm not exaggerating. SpongeBob is probably 80% of my personality, and then Martin from The Martin Show is the other percentage. So I loved cartoons growing up. I loved SpongeBob. I would watch it over and over and over. That's how I can quote it, and I know all the episodes, the OG seasons. And I'm the type of person where if I see something done and I love it, I want to recreate it. I can do that too. So with books, I was a huge reader growing up. I would eat books up and be like, I could write a book too. Let me put my name on the cover. So I started writing books in elementary school, and that was the gateway to writing. And I think that, you know, the path led me to animation in a sense, because the fact that I can write an entire script and do an entire season, I honestly credit this all to writing novels. Writing novels is such a skill, but I don't think it's that far from writing scripts or writing for TV. They're like cousins. So the skills are transferable, and I give all the credit to being a novelist, because having that skill is just, I don't know, I feel like Superman, like, put the battery in my back, let's go. And of course there was a learning curve with writing scripts. Again, the formatting still kind of throws me off to this day. Anyways, tying this back to your question, it's really just my love for cartoons. I've always loved cartoons. To this day, I watch SpongeBob in regular show on the regular, no pun intended. And I'm currently still doing my Avatar: The Last Airbender rewatch, which I do every couple of years. So I just love cartoons, and I feel like I could do it too, and I'm doing it. Next question from Uptown Ortiz says, is there a crowdfund link? Are you accepting investors? Okay, so for my new folks that don't know the crowdfunding lore about me, I had a Kickstarter back in the day with my first novel. It was successfully funded, great. Everything went well. I just personally found that I didn't like the process of the Kickstarter. It just wasn't for me, I don't think, but it's definitely an amazing tool for projects to get them off the ground, etc., etc., but it just doesn't fit my personality, so I won't be doing a Kickstarter or anything. But that's why I do promote the Patreon. I try to put it in every video now, because the Patreon is literally how I will be able to really get this episode out to you guys. Iconic middle video, shout out to all my Patreon members, okay? Demetrius, Trapstar, Amar, Kelly, come on, get into it. Join the club. See, you're not in the club. You have to get in the club. So go to the Patreon and help with WKS. Join us. Next question from Garland Joshua says, are you providing all the voices of these characters? Yes, Garland Joshua. Yes, I am. Okay, so there are 5 characters in WKS, and I do currently do all of the voices. I am not a professional voice actor, but like Drake Bell said in Drake and Josh, what's acting? You show up, you say a couple lines, then you go home. Also, in creating WKS, it was literally just me, and I sent everything to my animator, so there was no team, if you get what I mean. Ooh, bars. So I voiced all 5 characters in the pilot, and I'm gonna continue to do so because it's just easier that way. But that being said, there are other characters that will be introduced later in WKS, and I will not be able to do like 10 different voices. And at that point, I'll have to do a character casting call, because you know I'm doing a casting call right now for voice actors for that commercial time slot. But down the line, I'm gonna need some voice actors to do some characters too. So stay tuned for that. And that'll be after WKS grows and the fandom grows, and we're just like out there, and everybody's like, WKS, WKS. Yeah, so send it to everybody. No, send the WKS pilot to everybody you know right now. Send it to everybody in the contacts. And the last question is from Sean, who says, what inspired the pilot episode? As in, what is your personal inspiration for the new series? Okay, so now I'm in writer mode. So when I get ideas for stories or novels, it starts as a little seed in the back of my mind that I can't quite see everything. Remember I told you about being a movie and then I can just spit it out on the page? Well, it starts much smaller, like there's fog around the idea, but I let it marinate, and after whatever time period, it becomes clear what the idea is, and I can spit it out on the page. Then that's when the movie happens. So with WKS, I had showed you guys in a previous WKS video, go check that out, check out the playlist, the WKS playlist. I showed you guys in a previous video the actual voice message that I recorded it on my phone, the voice memo. When I got the idea for the pilot episode, it all came out. But I actually got the WKS idea the year before, so that was in like 2023. And it started as the question, what if stores were people? What if they were actual actual people. What personalities would they have? What traits would they have? What would they do? What does that look like? And that was the seed that slowly planted and matured over that year. And then in 2024, that's when I got the idea for the pilot episode. And then that took a year, and then I posted it last year. That random thought, that random question is what sparked this whole entire WKS universe. And that concludes our first ever WKS Q&A. Y'all submitted some iconic questions. I loved every single question. Like, you are on the ball. You? Iconic. But don't go anywhere. I'm talking like the Disney Channel commercial. Don't go anywhere. After this commercial break, we're gonna come back with that. Okay, but no, I do have exciting news, which includes a WKS reveal. But first, what is the status of the first episode, Chris says? Well, I finished the audio engineering, so I have all of the raw, the demo tracks for each scene that I'm going to use to animate. That being said, you guys remember last year I completed the storyboard. Now that everything is done, the audio's there, the sound effects are in, and this is just the raw audio tracks, right? These aren't the final. I still have to go in post-production and add some more stuff to that. But I have the base tracks, the raw tracks to work with for the animation, which is great and means I can dive in animating. But I went back and I looked at my storyboard, and it's not as detailed as I would like. And I think that the way that my animation process is and how I want it to streamline, it would just make so much more sense to go over and comb through the storyboard before I jump into animating and like with a chicken with my head cut off, So I'm jumping back to the storyboard and really doing a meticulous comb through to make sure that every single panel matches up with the audio before I transfer everything over to my animation software to then animate. So we're making progress, and I just finished scene 3 the other day of storyboard revision, so I'll be on scene 4 tomorrow, and there's 14 total scenes. So once I'm done, that's when we jump into animation, and from there, boom, 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 ha cha cha. And that being said, that nicely segues us into our next topic, which the cat's out of the bag. I am animating the first full episode by myself. Now, I've already kind of slowly soft launched this on my platforms, but in case you didn't know, I will be animating the first full episode, so the animation style will not look like the pilot. I'm an artist with my own animation style, which I love, and I think it perfectly suits the comical whimsiness of WKS. So I'm excited, and I'm excited for you guys to see the first full episode that I put my blood, sweat, and tears into this daggone episode, literally touching every single part of the process. However, I did get some comments recently asking if they can help out with the music for the first episode of WKS, and absolutely yes. That is the only thing. I don't know how to produce music. That's my kryptonite. Music is not my thing. Now, if I have to go online and watch some daggone YouTube tutorials and try to make something shake, let's just say that's the last resort. Next, let's get into this big reveal because I'm so ready for y'all to see what I've been working on. WKS finally has a logo. Look at it. Wherever it is on the screen, look at it. I want all of you to look at it. Comment down below what you think about the logo. Do you see the magnifying glass? Do you? That's all me, baby. That's all me. Hand drawn by me. I'm so happy with the way it turned out, and I went in and hand drew each puzzle piece within the WKS. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about the logo. And while we're on the subject of revealing WKS art, I do have another art reveal for you. 2 characters from WKS got a complete redesign. The first one is Detective Leroy. Here's why. Here's the tea, here's the story. So when I was working with my animator, the first step of the process is to send, the character sheets. What do the characters look like? What's the concept? I hand drew the sketches for all the characters in WKS, or at least the first episode. And low-key, they all look completely different. Wally was supposed to have brown hair. So if you want to check out the original character sheet, I posted it on my Patreon. So head over there and join, and you can check that out. Anyways, on the character sheet, I neglected to put skin color information. Detective Leroy was always supposed to be black. Who do you know named Leroy? Leroy, I literally named him that because it sounded like somebody who could be in my family. Detective Leroy? That's a black name. But to me, it was obvious because I'm the creator and it's in my head, and I just forgot to specify. And so by the time I realized, that's when the first kind of pass of animation that my animator sent me and I was able to see, I'm like, oh no, but it was, at that point, it's too late. Otherwise, it would have been more for revision. So but now that I'm animating the first full episode, I can make changes. And I was reluctant to do this, and you can see that from when I had released the official WKS poster and Detective Leroy looks the way Detective Leroy looks in the pilot. I just didn't want to touch anything for continuity purposes or throw people off like, what? But then I realized, and I was like, first of all, it's my project and I can make the corrections and the changes that I want to make. Because like I said, Detective Leroy was supposed to be black all along. And on top of that, the cast in the pilot episode is rarely the cast you see in the final full series. like in the sitcom The Game and Girlfriends. So I was finally like, let's just do it. Let's make Detective Leroy the way that I envision him in my mind. The second character who got a redesign is, I can't say her name, but the only girl in the show right now. She was originally her store's color, but then I was just like, okay, I want to see, put me in the show. At this point, now we making changes, changing the cast, put a black girl in the show right now. Mind you, she's not me. The stuff that she be doing in the show, hey, like, let's put black girls in funny shows. My favorite show was SpongeBob and Regular Show, and it would have been cool to see a girl who looked like me. So I give you her, and she looks so pretty. Her hair is the color of her store, so guess, comment down below which store do you think she's inspired by. And another reason for her redesign was when I was on live and kind of showing her, nobody could guess who she was, so that leads me to believe, okay, we gotta maybe tweak her design somehow. And I think the store is much clearer now. Finally, the last thing, and if you made it this far, you're iconic. We need to pick a daggone fandom name. WKS is over halfway to 10K views, and we need to pick a fandom name because people are falling in love every day. Somebody new's find WKS. Oh my gosh, WKS. Now I'm in the fandom. What are we called, y'all? So I thought it was right in true fandom fashion to leave it up to y'all to pick a fandom name. So I asked y'all on all my platforms, what should our fandom name be? And here's what y'all came up with, and we need to vote on the best one. The first one is Shoppers. Shoppers, get it? Because Shoppers, submitted by Hattrick. What do we think about Shoppers? Comment down below. Option number 2 is the Jamers. Get it? Because Jameson is the fanfic. Jamers, the Jamers. And that's submitted by New OV, who says named after our fearless and nonsensical leader, Jameson. Option number 3, Deviled Eggs. Deviled eggs? Are we the deviled eggs? Y'all love Jameson and I eat it up. I live for it. And finally, option number 4, the Slander Brigade, submitted by Jordan. What do we think about the Slander Brigade? Okay, so we have all our options. So comment down below and vote what you think the WKS fandom name should be. The Shoppers, the Jamers, the Deviled Eggs, or the Slander Brigade. I'm excited because majority rules, so comment down below your vote. And that concludes today's video, so hit that like button and subscribe and turn on post notifications so you know every time I post WKS content. Follow me on Instagram, Threads, TikTok, and Facebook. And of course, Patreon. Iconic shout out to my amazing Patreon members. This would not be possible. Me making videos would not be possible without you, so thank you so much. We got Demetrius in the building, then we got Trapstar, then we got Amar, then we got Kelly. Everybody's so iconic. Driving in the fast lane, iconic. Stream the WKS pilot again, send it to one of your friends, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!